Good morning, folks. It is Thursday, May 1st. Today is an interesting day. Okay, so it's a feel-good day because the sun is in Taurus. So that's our conscious self. What lights us up is in that space of comfort and stability and like that warm and fuzzy so much as like just wanting to be in a place where you feel good with the creature comforts and things like that. And the moon is in Cancer, so our emotional state and our subconscious state is in a similar space where it just wants to be left alone, to be comfortable, to be able to be compassionate and empathetic and that nurturing type of energy. It's also a very intuitive energy here as well. Now that moon is not making any aspects until late tonight, about 8 o'clock Mountain Time, and when it makes a sextile to the sun. So that is really putting those two energies in alignment, which they already naturally are, but it just emphasizes that this evening. However, there's this underlying energy of being willing to fight for that safety, for that comfort, for that stability, for your finances, for your values, for your morals, with that sun being ruled by Venus now in Aries, and that Venus approaching the conjunction to Neptune. Really a great time to, number one, listen to your intuition. We also have Uranus making an exact sextile to the North Node in Pisces today. Very much a good time to listen to your intuition in order to navigate all of the uncertainty that's going on. But there's also that Aries energy of this Venus kind of pushing ruling all of that and pushing all of that in a way of hitting a space where you're gaining that courage to fight for what you believe in, fight for what is right, fight for your stability. This is very much giving me that energy of like getting comfortable in being uncomfortable and being willing to fight to get that comfort back, essentially. It's giving me the energy of basically telling the powers that be, if you're going to mess with our money, we're going to mess with yours. If you want us to be uncomfortable, we're going to make you uncomfortable. So it's a feisty energy, but also a feel-good energy at the same time. I actually really kind of like it. It's kind of fun for me, but that kind of matches my natal stuff. So, but yeah, overall, pretty decent day energy-wise, but there is that like willingness to fight for what you believe in and that underlying energy there. So let's pull you guys some cards. I think this one's going to be a little bit of a short one today. What is the energy for the collective? We've got some Four of Cups. So I do feel this, there is a distraction in the energy. And something I'm noticing is it's starting to feel more and more as though we have entered a like state-run media type of situation. There's a lot of things I'm not seeing in the news that I know is happening. Whether I'm seeing it in a comment section somewhere and I have to go look for it or something along those lines, or maybe I see a one-off, but we're not seeing it in any main news. So I feel like there is definitely this distraction kind of energy that Uranus and Taurus is kind of feeding that distraction as well, because we're so focused on what are we going to do next? How can we afford food, housing, things of that nature? So there is that energy of distraction, and there's that emotional nature. Cancer moon is emotional. I have a Cancer moon. It can be a little, even to the point of psychotic a little bit, because it has a breaking point. And when it hits that breaking point, it can get really scary. So there is this emotional energy, and with the Four of Cups, it's this energy of like being distracted by what you're losing and not seeing what you have behind you. So this is kind of giving me, I know I kind of emphasized this a couple of days ago, last week or something. Remember what's really important here. So don't get distracted by the things that you're losing that maybe you don't necessarily need, okay? So there is that energy here. What does the collective need to focus on? The Fool, Venus in Aries. Now look, we can make some real off-the-wall decisions that we may sometimes regret later with Venus and Aries, but in the realm of fighting for what you believe in, like standing your ground and saying, no, you're not going to take this from me, that definitely fits here. If you can see, that Fool is looking at that Four of Cups. This distraction of what are we losing, what's going away here, and this Fool of just playing a little let go and let God and saying, okay, I'm going to do what I got to do to stay stable, to take care of myself, okay? Definitely some faith, trust fall type of energy here of you're on a fight and you're going to do what you got to do. You're going to take action to make sure that you have a stability for yourself, okay? What does the collective need to avoid today? Does the collective need to avoid? 9 of Pentacles. Don't get... This is like that sticking your heels in the sand kind of thing. Like, where there's so many people ignoring what is truly happening, right? And they're going out of their way to try to pretend like everything is just fine. And don't get me wrong, I understand it. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable, but that uncomfortable situation is how we grow. It's how we change. Nobody changes when everything is good, right? So avoid, leaning into the good energy to the point of ignoring the fact that sometimes you got to fight for something. There's a lot of this Sun Moon combination with the Taurus and Cancer can be very much like, you know what, things feel good right now. I'm going to ignore everything else and just feel good. And yeah, we all need that sometimes. Don't get me wrong, things have been hard. But right now is a time to like put in that work and do what you've got to do to acknowledge what's going on around us and make sure that you're building this abundance in a way that will exist outside of all of this chaos, okay? The bottom of the deck is the Hermit. So if you've been kind of doing a little inner work, trying to find yourself, this is really that time. I mean, things are collapsing. Things are going weird. Things are getting a little scary for a lot of people out there. And now is that time to figure out what is your role in the chaos. It's that time to figure out where your strengths are. What are you good at? Where do you fit into the collective story? And figure out how to put that into play, right? So this like internal searching within, finding your light type of energy is really kind of driving this. What do I fight for? How do I fight for it? What do I need to do type of energy? Okay. Clarifiers for our Four of Cups here. Clarifiers for the Four of Cups. Yep, death. So that destruction that's a distraction for sure. And Six of Swords. Okay, I really like this. So, energy of the day is distracted by what's being lost, right? And this transformation, this ending, that destruction, that transformation to move on, to get yourself into a better headspace, right? You got to let go to make room for the new. You can't have, you can't just keep adding stuff to your life and keep getting better and better and better while never letting go of anything else. You have to let some things die. You have to let some things go to the side to make space for something new. To get yourself into a better headspace, you got to heal the trauma to get your head in a better place, right? So this is that energy of realizing that, hey, things are changing. We are losing things. We are losing comforts. We are losing money, food. Food is going to become a real issue here soon. And we need to start paying attention to that and do what we got to do to transform and get ourselves into a good place so that we can navigate that. Clarifiers for the Fool. Wheel of Fortune. I like it. Okay. And King of Wands. Okay. I really like this. All right. So, taking that leap of faith, doing what you got to do, getting a little spontaneous, maybe even a little impulsive, right? And turning that wheel, right? Turning that wheel towards the things that light you up, turning that wheel towards the things that give you energy, that make you feel happy and stable. Like, the one thing I like about the King of Wands is that in certain readings, I'm not so fond of seeing them, but in other readings, this is somebody who enjoys life. It's somebody who is stable. He's a king, right? He's at the top. He sits on the throne, right? But he's someone who does enjoy life, who has fun, who finds ways to just do things that light him up, right? And that Wheel of Fortune is that wheel moving forward. So there's focus on what kind of spontaneity can you throw in? What can you do leap of faith wise that helps you turn that wheel towards being able to maybe enjoy life a little more? Despite the fact that everything is falling down around us, that doesn't mean that we can't find out those little pieces of happiness. I've got a whole theory on what's happening here, like from a spiritual point of view. And that's where we're moving towards. But there's a lot of destruction that has to happen first. There's a lot of people that have to be pulled out of, sticking their head in the sand and obsessing over money and finances. Like I said, remember what is important. It is the people that are important. It's not the status. It's not the image. It's not the money. It is the people. What do you need to let go of to be able to enjoy life a little more? What do you need to let go of to not allow this absolute insanity and chaos to keep you stuck, right? So really, where's that leap of faith today? Where can you move that wheel forward to find a little more just enjoyment in life, okay? Clarifiers for the Nine of Pentacles. We have a Page of Wands, and I'm actually really struggling with getting the words out today. I don't know what it is. Okay. It's actually giving me a little bit of a don't be so serious kind of energy, which I really like for the day. Yeah, things are serious, but quite honestly, I know our generation in particular is sarcastic as all hell. Like, we know how to not be serious, even in the most serious of things, right? And this is kind of giving me that energy of like, don't be so serious. Don't double down on like I need everything to be just perfect and I have to have all my creature features. Like, don't double down on that, right? Instead, learn how to lighten up a little bit, have a little fun, be a little more spontaneous, and what's the word I'm looking for here? Just go with the flow a little more. Have fun, enjoy things, celebrate things. Yeah, it's a serious day. We're in serious situations where there's a lot of serious things going on. But it's almost one of those things, what's that thing where they say, the best revenge is to just live your life kind of thing. If we can learn how to cut out all of these extras, all of the stuff that we're losing, and just keep having fun without it, that's almost like the best revenge you got there, okay? Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant here. So there is this like underlying energy of that. It's Taurus. It's that Taurus energy of sticking your head in the sand, putting your heels in the sand and pretending like nothing's happening and trying your best to just keep everything the same. We don't want to do that. That's what's driving this, but we've got to learn to go with the flow here a little more and stop trying to control everything. And just what will be, and find happiness in the little things along the way. So that has got to be one of the best, ways of revenge is just don't, I hate to say this, let it get to you, because I let everything get to me, right? But at the same time, make it clear that you're not going to destroy me kind of thing. So really it's an interesting day. It is a day of kind of warm and fuzzies, and I want to be comfortable, but also a day of willing to be a little feisty about that and say, if you're not gonna, if you're gonna mess up my life, all right, fine, I'll mess up yours. I'm gonna go have fun somewhere else, type of thing. So do your best to enjoy the day. If you are participating in today's protests and such, be careful and be safe. There's still that feisty energy with Venus in Aries. Fights are pretty much guaranteed to break out at some point today. So be careful and be safe.